Hi there, my name is B Probabilities, and on this video, which will be the second and last video for 5.6 topic on AP statistics, focused on the sample distribution of differences of sample proportions, we will see how we can actually use everything we said before in the first video to actually calculate probabilities. With a quick reminder, let me tell you what has happened so far. So, we had two different populations. We were having population 1 and population number 2. We measured per a specific characteristic the true population proportion of that. Then we got one sample from the first with a sample from the second, and we calculated the sample proportion, the P1 hat, taken from the first, and the sample proportion taken from the second, and then we measured their differences, P1 minus P2 hats. We kept doing that for all possible pairs of samples, and we were always writing down the same differences, P1 hat minus P2 hat. When we finished, we grouped all these new numbers, because these are actually numbers, and we saw that under certain conditions, which are called normality conditions and are the ones that follow, N1, the sample size from the first population, times P1 greater or equal than 10, N2 times P2 greater or equal than 10, N1 times 1 minus P1 greater or equal than 10, N2 times 1 minus P2 also greater or equal than 10, and under these four normality conditions, this distribution, this sampling distribution of these differences would be approximately normal. The mean of this, the mean of P1 hat minus P2 hat, is the actual difference between the true population proportions, while the standard deviation of it, P1 minus P2, would be given by the formula P1, 1 minus P1 over N1 plus P2 times 1 minus P2 over N2. Now, we will see how we can actually estimate probabilities. So, let's see the example 6 that follows. We have two populations, population X and another population Y. For these two specific populations, I know the following, that the true population proportion of a specific characteristic is, for the population X, 0.36, that's the same as 36%, and for the population Y, it's 0.26, which is the same, of course, as 26%. Then we picked two samples. From the population X, we got a sample of size 60, and from population Y, a second sample of size 50. I want to see what is the probability that the difference in the sample proportions taken by these two samples, so the difference, the probability that the sampling proportions, the difference of the sampling proportions P1 minus P2 hats is greater than 0.15. Okay, before we do anything, we have to check if normality conditions are met. If they're not met, that's all. We should stop here. Let's see. N1 times P1 is 60 times 0.36. I'm going to use my calculator. 60 times 0.36 is 21.6. And 1 times 1 minus P1 should be 60 times 0.64, which is 60 times 0.64 equals 38.4. Notice how these two add up to the actual size of the first sample. This should be equal to 60. I need to check another two conditions. N2 times P2 would be 50 times 0.26. 50 times 0.26 should be equal to 13. And 2 times 1 minus P2 is 50 times 0.74. 50 times 0.74 is 37. And again, it's not just happening, it's a case here that these should always add up to the actual sample sizes. So that would have been 50. Anyways, all four conditions will lead to numbers which are greater than 10, which means that they are met. This means only one thing, that I know that the sampling distribution of the differences of sample proportions will be approximately normal, and it will be normal, and not just this, the mean of it would be the difference between the actual population proportions. P1 minus P2 is 0.10. That should be the mean. And the standard deviation would be given by root P1, which is 0.36, times 1 minus P1, which is 0.64, over 60, plus P2, which is 0.26, times 0.74, over 50. Let me calculate it, and then we will confirm it with the one already there. So it's root of 0.36 times 0.64 over 16 plus 0.26 times 0.74 over 50. That would be equal to 0.08768124087. That's the number I found from my calculator, which could be approximately equal to 0.0877 when rounded in three significant digits. So we know that this is 0.10 and it has a standard deviation of 0.0877. Now, I need to find the probability that this difference is greater than 0.15. Now, I have a normal distribution and I need to calculate probabilities. If I really care about the specific probability value, then I'm gonna follow the first way, which is a direct use of GDC. In my school, we are using the Casio FX CG50. So sorry for this, but let me bring it and we will return back to everything. So let me bring the calculator and let's see the route of commands I need to apply to find that value. So it should be here. In order to go, I need to go to statistics. Then let's go statistics. Then dist, which is the F5 button. Then norm, which is the F1 button. and CD, which is the F2 button. This will pop up this thing here. The data should be on variable. The lower, basically we need it to be greater than 0.15. So we need that, which means that the lower would be 0.15. The upper, let's put a significantly great number, so 9999999. Standard deviation is 0.0877 and mean is 0.10. Execute. Again, so the probability of that would be 0.284, which is the probability I was looking for. Of course, there is a second way because we might see it like that using z-scores. Now, we know that given, we have seen that in 5.2, we know that given a normal distribution with a mean of me and the standard deviation of sigma, if we want the z-score of a value x0 would be the x0 minus mean over sigma. This means that now for me, where the mean is 0.10 and the standard deviation is 0.0877, the z-score of 0.15 would be 0.15 minus 0.10 over 0.0877. So, in case we are working with z-scores, we would have gone saying that the probability that P1 minus P2 is greater than 0.15 is the same as the probability of the z-value being greater than this z-score. So if it was just up to us to circle the right expression, it would be this. Now, in case, which is not promoted, however, in case we want to use the z-scores to find the probability, remember that the z-scores are always given in our booklet by calculating from the left up to that. So the z-score, that number, would have created this. The probability that z is greater than this z-score of 0.15 is 1 minus probability of z less than 0.15. And that would have been all. Or let's see that. No, we have seen that in a different. We have seen it in 5.2. For now, just remember that if you want the actual probability, the actual value, in the AP statistics, you are always free to use your calculator. Do it directly with a calculator. If you need to know how to express it using z-scores, remember to convert this value into a z-score. That's all for now. I'll see you in 5.7. I hope I made things a bit more clear. In case I did, and in case this helped you out, don't forget, like and subscribe. It really helps. If you are still puzzled, if you still have questions, don't be shy. Leave them in the comment section below this video. As always, thank you for watching, and remember, on the description, I'm going to put a link that contains this theory. You can find this theory of the notes I explained in this video alongside all theory notes from Unit 5 in my page on Teachers Pay Teachers or on my site. As always, once again, thank you for watching.